e vai encontrar-se também com os primeiros ministros de alguns destes países, nomeadamente com o primeiro-ministro do Canadá, com a primeira-ministra da Nova Zelândia.
This video is from March last year. It shows a medal ceremony at a gymnastics event held in the Irish capital of Dublin. You can see young gymnasts lined up, patiently but excitedly awaiting their medal. Every girl gets a medal, except for one, the only black girl there. The sporting official avoids her and moves on to the next in line. At first, the young girl is surprised, doesn't understand what's happening. But soon her smile turns into a sigh. She looks at the line ahead to see if the official would come back with a medal. But no one does. No one intervenes either. There's an audience of hundreds in the stands, also a photographer, a coach, and other officials. Everyone simply looks on. This weekend the video went viral. It got over 40 million views and received condemnation from across the world. Olympic champion
Did you see it? If you didn't, let's run it back. The black gymnast was passed over, being awarded a medal, while every other child, white children, received one. Disgusting, shocking, a blatant act of racism. We would learn.
Greetings from the east, the north, the south, and this wicked ass west. The topic, racism. The question, why you think they can hate with such ease? Again, why you think they can hate with such ease? Even when it comes down to a little girl, they can hate with such ease. Let's get into it. I am your host. I am the one. We're going to let the music play on until you hear those three magical words. They are, stop the music. Okay, I think I do those words. Stop the music. Okay. I got to get right into it. As you saw in the video, the young black girl was passed over for a medal. Although the good Christian white girls, they received a medal. Now I know some of you good Christian white people will say, well, what's the big deal? There is a big deal. Black people have become psychologically damaged. And what I mean by that is their psyche is not right. You will notice, you good Christian white people, how black people fly off the handle
And it seems like it's not really a big deal. When you've been messed over your whole life, you become triggered because you're tired of it. Although the young black girl, she showed that, she showed that she was really home trained. My heart felt for that little black girl. But she showed so much class opposed to that sheep devil that passed her over for a medal as if she wasn't even sitting there, standing there. We all seen it. And the little black girl, it broke my heart. As I'm old, so I can cry now. But it broke my heart to see the dejected look on her face when she was passed over. And it almost seemed like the other little white girl that was next to her whispered something to her. Or the young black girl didn't hear her, so she sort of, bent over just to see what she had to say. But she looked back up, hoping that this she-devil would say, hey, you know what? I passed you up, so I'm going to make it right, and I'm going to pay you restitution or reparations. Now, I want you to get that. I did you wrong. I passed you over. I paid all of the slave masters reparations, but I never gave anything to the slaves. I passed you over, so I'm going to make reparations. So she passed the black girl over, but she never received any restitution. This she-devil, the devil that she is, and I'm going to say devil, one of the things I noticed is that I looked over a lot of podcasts. They never called the she-devil out. But I'm going to call her out. She's a she-devil. Because somehow white people have the same common denominator. They overlook the injustice. But this she-devil, I hope she never has children, because you're going to reap what you sow. She passed over the black young girl, and the dejected look on her face, it broke my heart. And I'm pretty sure it broke her father's heart. Men have a special love for their daughters. Not to say they don't love their sons, but their little girls seem to be special. Not only for black men, but all men. They have a special love in their heart for their daughters. And I can imagine a father, heartbreak, although he couldn't do anything about it. But the dejected look on a young girl's face. When you look at this video, we'll probably see it in two lenses. We'll see it in pretty much a white lens and a black lens. Now, all the other race groups out there, you can, pretty much give an opinion, but let's put it this way, I see it in black and white. Although I hear that what the white YouTuber said, oh, what an injustice. But, of course, black people feel it in their souls because we are not, this is not a strange thing to us. As the brother said in the movie Poetic Justice, it's just another rerun of what's been happening over the last 350, 400 years. all of the grown-ups, the white, good Christian white people that were standing there, they didn't utter a word. Can you imagine that? You are seeing an injustice and you don't say a word. Now, it should ring a bell because the police department here in America, they call it the thin blue line or the blue line. They can see a man being choked to death and they won't say a word. Almost as if they've never seen anything. They call it a brotherhood. So when you see white people do this same thing, they call it a brother or sisterhood. You can see a child being abused and you won't say a word. But yet, when a crime is committed in our community, you expect us to go and talk to the police. Although you have a blue line that you don't cross, but you expect us to cross it. What a joke. What a joke. And when you do this to a little girl, it angers every black person to have a conscience. Now, you Uncle Toms that don't have a conscience, you can go to hell. Because this young girl did not have to go through that trauma, which she will remember, mind you. She will remember this for the rest of her life. Every other white girl got a medal, and she received 0. I don't really know a lot about gymnastics, but I'm pretty sure she jumped and flipped and flopped all over the place. She trained hard just to be passed over, just for that good Christian devil to pass her over and give her no award. All the other little white girls got an award. If you look closely at the video, you will see the Irish have a dance, that little flip-flop dance that you see a lot during St. Patrick's Day. They just start flipping, flopping all over the place. Well, you see the little white girl doing a little dance. Not to say that she didn't have a conscience, but that it didn't bother her. Why? The reason why is she had her medal. She had her award. She put in hard work, so she received an award. Now, the little black girl did her work. Did she receive her award? No. The pain she must have felt inside. The pain she must have felt inside. But one thing I like about this young girl, and actually I really don't like it, but I'm going to say it anyway. You can tell she's being raised in a way that she can cope with life. Now, if this was a little white girl, or a white boy for that matter, they would have thrown a temper tantrum. Where's my award? But you see the dejected look on this little black girl's face. But she kept her composure. And I'm pretty sure when she got home, I'm pretty sure what you don't know is she cried. I know she cried. They could have paid restitution or reparation to that young girl immediately just by giving her an award. But they chose not to do it. Who does that but a devil? Who does that but a devil? Children. Children, this is. Now, if you was of age or, even a teenager, it would have broke me, it would have broke my heart if you did this to a teenager, but you did it to a little girl. And this white little devil, the devil that she is, she did it with a straight face. She went back and got 2 more awards to make sure she didn't pass over these other 2 white girls that was standing at the end of the line. But somehow she went back and get 2 medals for these little white girls. But the black one, nope, nothing. What a devil. I'm pretty sure the parents were sitting in the audience. And I know that dad, he felt real bad for his daughter. Now, mothers love their children. Don't get me wrong. The mother had heartbreak and heart pain. But as a man's job is to protect her. And he really felt bad. One thing that women don't understand about men is we may not show a lot of emotion, but that hurt us to the core when our children is being harmed and we can't do anything about it. Whenever there's a mass shooting here in America, of course, the good Christian white kids, they say, oh, there's counseling available. Oh, there was a mass shooting. We want to make sure these good Christian little white kids, they get counseling. Even little teenage white boys and white girls, they get counseling. They have done this to us for over 400 years with no counseling. Can you imagine that? We get no counseling. We are psychologically damaged and we get no counseling. A little white kid fall on the ground and scrape her doggone arm. Oh, let's get her counseling. They kill us all the time. We get no counseling. We get nothing. And you wonder why we wiped out. We wiped out of our mind. You wonder why. Little white kids, they get counseling. We get nothing. You can do that.
And then you let her in as two other people. But
I let them in, yeah.
And him in what? Answer that.
Answer that. I'm answering. I'm answering.
Why not?
He doesn't have to rearrange it.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Give me an answer.
There is no tickets.
Is there not? But they want tickets there at the door.
Yeah, and?
Yeah.
And?
So how come they all went to why do you let me and my boy in?
Let you and your boy.
Yeah. No. And you didn't even, okay, if you said, okay, so you didn't get anywhere. Let them go. You didn't let me in. There, yeah, why didn't you let me in? For me, yes. Why?
I don't like this. I don't like it. I do not like this one.
Because what?
Nicoletta.
Come on. Say it. Say it. Say it.
Nicoletta.
You see that smirk? I give you the answer.
We wiped out of our mind. You wonder why. Little white kids, they get counseling, we get nothing. You can do that to a little white girl with ease. And from what I hear, it took 18 months to even acknowledge anything. And then with a straight face, they said, oh, well, we really didn't do nothing wrong. It was a mistake. It was an honest mistake. You're making the same mistake for 450 years. And you still saying you make a mistake. Black males and females are traumatized on a daily basis. Traumatized on a daily basis. We're wiped out of our minds. We don't know why. I'm pretty sure that young girl was thinking, why did she pass me up? Because in children's minds, they don't understand the concept of racism. They don't understand the concept of it. But as adults, we understand. I'm pretty sure that dad totally understands. The mom understood as well. But the reason I'm making, putting emphasis on the dad, because the fact that the man's supposed to be the protector. I'm pretty sure that wife looked at her husband. There was nothing he can do. So that really hurts a man. Because quiet as it's kept, black men really want to protect their women. And black women seem to overlook that fact. But I'm talking about real black men that love their family. They really, truly want to protect them, and they will give their lives for their family. Now, I'm pretty sure some of you out there say, oh, no, not me. I'm talking about real black men that love their families and a hurt that come over them. So when a black woman keep their children away from their dad, they seem to think that the dad don't really care, but in the back of a dad's mind, he really cares. Matter of fact, he hurts, but the Most High made men, so we got to continue. All the hurt that we feel, we just brush it off and keep going. But I can guarantee you one thing, it hurts. It really, truly hurts. So you will say, what's the solution? These good Christian white folks, they can say, well, we'll pass laws to make what was wrong, we'll make it right through laws or legislation. That's a joke. I'm going to tell you why that's a joke. The same people that's perpetrating the crimes, it's the same people that are writing the laws. So really, it's almost like Joe Biden's crime bill of 1994, I believe. These same devils, they write the laws. Now, they enforce the laws on us. Of course, as we know, Joe Biden's President Joe Biden's son is probably a dope addict. If he was black, he'll be in jail. But of course, his son will never see a jail cell. So if you impose laws to cut out racism, it'll never happen. The reason why nobody's going to follow it, because these majority cops, they can kill you with ease. We had a podcast yesterday, I believe, and the brother was saying he'll have to flee if a cop pulls him over because they can kill you and they'll never go to jail. And you know what? They know that. I think the word is called qualified immunity. So they know they can kill you and get away with it. They'll probably go through hard times for maybe a year. We got powerful unions, police unions, that'll protect them. But pretty much they can do what they want to do. Let me get back on topic. In a white man's eyes, when he perpetrates injustice like this, in his mind, in the deepest recesses of his mind, and in the four corners of his mind, and in the forefront of his mind, he'll look at you and he'll say, nothing to see here. We did nothing wrong. Can you imagine that when you commit a horrific crime and you will tell yourself, I did nothing wrong. And guess what? You are the law. So there will never be no justice. And sorry, black people, there will never be no reparations. There can never be reparations without some type of loophole. That's the word. Some type of loophole where they will take the money that they have given you, they'll take it back. They will take it back. This devil is so clever, he never sleeps. He has think tanks 24/7. He don't sleep. If he give you anything, he's going to take it back. Welfare. Well, kick the men out the house. So we'll destroy the families. We'll allow drugs and gangs and violence in your community so you'll never grow. He always have a plan. If he invented chess, which I don't really think he did, he is 8, 9, 10 steps ahead of you. That's what devils do. That's exactly what the devil does. Let me end this thing by saying this. Let me end it by saying this. There's a scripture in the Bible that says Babylon has fallen again. Babylon has fallen. You can read this in the book of Revelation. There is a day of reckoning that's coming. One thing I noticed is the sentiment of non-white people. And this sentiment is Babylon is falling. They're losing control. They have reigned for hundreds of years. And as the Bible says, their time is up. You can read that in the book of Ezra. And most of you may not know what that is. Look it up. You got a smartphone, you have a computer. It said, what is, I can't quote exactly what it says, but the end of time. And it quotes as saying, the end of Esau and the beginning of Jacob. And you look it up. If anybody is really interested in what I'm saying, it's in the book of Ezra. It's not hard to find. All of this injustice that they have put on the whole world. And as you can see, if you are up on current events, you know that their time is up. The reason I use the term wicked as West, and as long as I do videos on why you think, I will always use wicked as West. I want you to look on your map. And I want you to look from the west to the east, to the north, and to the south. You will know what I'm talking about when you see the nations in the west. That's the reason why I say wicked as West. I always mention the east first. And most people that have a conscious mind know why I say to the east. But this west is wicked. And you can do this type of thing to children, you would do anything. You are one evil devil. When you can do it with such ease. I don't think black people would be so angry if we receive justice. I don't think we will be angry if we just receive justice. But you devils, you just decide I did nothing wrong. Nothing to see here. Yet we have to go to jail for stealing a Snicker bar. We'll steal $3, $4, $5 worth of merchandise. And how long will we get? 3 strikes, you're out. You get the lone roll, you get life. I also hear these good Christian white people talk about the crime that is in the inner cities and all over the United States. But they never mention the crimes committed against Haiti. You took all their natural resources. The crimes that they commit against the African nations. They steal in the trillions. No, I didn't say millions. No. I didn't say billions. I say they stole trillions. And a black man steal $5, $6, $8, $10, $20,000 worth of merchandise. And you want to lock them up. You look at the ships that's being robbed. They call them pirates. I want you to think about that for a minute. These people go over to the African nations and they rob them blind. So as they call them pirates, they decide, no, we're going to take our goods back. Somehow they're called pirates for taking their own goods back. And this devil, with his sophisticated military, he killed them. And then with that media propaganda, they call them, look at those devils, those pirates trying to take from us good Christian white folks. What a joke. So, I'm done. I'm going to hit the music because I'm done. I can't talk about this no more. Because the more I talk about it, the angrier I get. Here's the music. I do believe in the near future, we will have other podcasters on Why You Think. Everybody's going to branch off with their own YouTube page. Until then, I am your host. I am